No Man's Sky just added living ships and a whole lot more in Hello Games' continued efforts to make No Man's Sky better and better. Yesterday they released a patch on PC Experimental. This patch had 65 patch notes. Not one of those notes mentioned the living ships among many other new things added to space. They have now released a proper page, so let's go through this beautiful new update. So it starts with this, a trailer. Explore space from a different perspective with the living ship update, introducing a new class of biological ship, a new story mission, mysterious space encounters, space NPCs and more. I won't play the trailer here, but if you want to watch it after, just check in the pinned comment and it'll be there. Here we get some more info on the living ships. Living ships are a new class of rare sentient starships to add to your fleet, growing in dozens of procedurally generated variations. This was put on Reddit last night by Chris Wolfe, which shows a few different types of these living ships. There appear to be quite a few different types, which is fantastic. If we carry on, we come to organic technologies, which is a whole new set of technologies purely for these living ships. These biological ships have their own set of unique organic technologies, all procedurally generated for a customized evolved layout, which is frigging cool. Here we see stuff like pulsing heart, grafted eyes, spewing vents, vast crevice, singularity core, and here, okay, this is cool. So this is just new procedural versions then, yeah, well, as it said. The artwork on these looks great as well. They've really done a good job here. Origin story mission. So essentially, I've done a bunch of this last night on stream. You can check the stream in the top right there in the card, or, you know, link below, where basically we just went through, and for science we time jumped just to see the rest of the quest, or as much as we could, because we couldn't get all the way through it. But it's a long quest. It's not a quick one. It's also time gated by days, so I think it'll take you about a minimum of like 6 or 7 days. But it's really cool, and it's on like the level of Artemis as far as quests. So this is like the third main quest storyline, so this is very cool. A new series of missions, Starbirth, will take players through the ancient Korvax experiments that led to the birth of these sentient starships. Hells yeah. Players who wish to incubate, grow and ultimately fly their own living ship should visit the anomaly and follow the call of the void egg. So if you're confused on how you start it, just pulse basically, once you're after the stage of the planet. Pilot your sentient ship from its strange organic cockpit, grasp vein covered tendrils to suggest directions to the living craft, and examine the unsettling details in full 360 in VR. Ooh, that could be cool. VR in this could be very cool and weird. I like it. Space encounters, this was one of the cooler things we found last night. Experience rare encounters with mysterious space objects and strange new life forms while pulsing through a star system. So here, I did not see this, which is kind of like a Budong / space whale head. I will say I haven't seen an actual space whale, but there are stuff in space and it's cool and you should check it out. I will show the most beautiful thing that I've seen in space so far. So, spoiler warning I guess, but I guess it's on the same level as this. But 3, 2, 1. This beautiful friggin' space jellyfish with the light power of 1,000 suns is just insane. Well done HG. This is fantastic. So I have not seen this. I have not seen this other one on the bottom left. I have seen this one. It's called the Dyson Sphere on the bottom middle. And I haven't seen this either on the bottom right. So there's a lot more. I saw a lot of stuff last night. Only one of these things did I see. And it also says that investigating these may often yield rewards and more dangerous encounters. Well, or more dangerous encounters. Very cool. Space NPCs. NPCs now have the potential to hail your communicator in space. These alien life forms often stock speciality items for sale, but some may need assistance or approach with more questionable intentions. Hells yeah, man. Basically, you'll have the option to stop every so often when pulsing and whatnot in space, and If it's a trader, he'll just like fly slightly in front of you and then have a little chat. It's very cool. That looks very, very cool. Holy crap, that's cool. Is this a prison? It's like it's got them in blocks. It looks like it's keeping them there. Oh, this is so cool. Other than the stuff that we've just talked about, here are a bunch of highlight notes out of the giant list of many, many notes. It's basically a baby synthesis. So, yeah. If players are in a group but do not have a Nexus mission active, then when taking off from the space anomaly, they can now choose to exit directly to the system of any other player in their group. This one may not seem all that important, but it's actually a pretty big option we now have with the Nexus. It massively increases the scope of travel and in classic No Man's Sky style, gives us more ways of doing a certain thing. Fixed a number of issues that cause planetary charts and other scans to pick from too narrow a range of buildings. Players should no longer be sent repeatedly to the same building when using multiple charts. This is huge. Using charts will now be far more enjoyable and valuable. I can only assume that by range of buildings they mean distance and not the different types, which is a huge deal. Previously you'd have to move to another part of the planet after every 2 to 3 scans. Even then, half of them would show you nothing, and scanning for a third would often point you back to the first, if it happened to be the closest. So this really is a great fix. Added an instant split button to allow players to quickly divide stacks of items in half. This is very nice. We've been talking about this recently with the Stasis Device Mega Guide releasing. This will speed things up massively in all forms of crafting and refining. Players can now hold down buttons to increase or decrease stack sizes rather than having to press repeatedly. Okay, I'm actually going to take this as proof that they know I exist. Considering with the release of the Stasis Device Guide, I also released a macro app that builds a custom auto hotkey script for you, giving you macros for speed boost when splitting stacks and crafting. Got to admit, I'm slightly salty that it's partly redundant now, but those macros would never work on console, so this is a really great fix. Nice one, HG. Significantly increase the distance players are able to move the camera in photo mode. I'm pretty sure we are all avid photographers in this game, allowing us to get significantly greater distance from our character when taking photos is going to make things way better, even just for bird's eye views of potential building spots and other such things. Fixed a number of issues that made it difficult to walk to the centre of the galaxy. This is super vague, but I felt it worth including in these 9 highlight notes. Would love some elaboration on this. It's almost a pointless note, but something good has been done. Fixed an issue that caused carbon planters to be unavailable for purchase. This should have really been added in Synthesis. After over a year and a half, saves that didn't previously have the carbon planter finally have it, or the ability to get it anyway. Again, slightly salty my guide now has a few seconds of incorrect information, but this is easily worth it. I'm really not understating how useful carbon planters are. Go to the Nexus and get it as soon as you can, as you never know. Fixed a number of issues that prevented items from being taken out or put into storage containers. I assume this is referring to some of the bugs that appear and even sometimes dupe what you are trying to move around in the storage containers. It's also a very vague note, so it may also include things like accessing storage containers in another space, where previously you could only do so by interacting with them directly and not through inventory transfer. Fixed a rare issue that allowed players to equip weapons in the space anomaly. This note refers to an issue that has been around since a Nexus was a thing. In the beginning, people would gank other players who thought they were safely in the Nexus, a sanctuary of sorts. They added settings to help evade such things, but I'm glad they finally fixed the problem. Beyond these 9 notes just mentioned, there are a further 68 notes. For all the patch notes and other information on the update, check out the article for the Living Ship update on xainesworld.com, where I've put what we know and will be adding more information as it is found out. You can be sure that I'll be spending all of my time for a good few days investigating this update, finding its secrets and working out the best ways to do everything. So subscribe if you haven't already to keep in the loop. If you wish to support Xaine's World, you can do so in many ways, like liking and sharing this video, as well as YouTube membership, Patreon and Xaine's World merch store, all linked below next to the Discord link. Have an amazing day folks, and enjoy this new content. It is pretty fantastic so far.